there's a certain kind of person that I want to help. So I knew what that person was, but I didn't really know how to express it, if that makes sense. I just was really struggling with how to express myself and how to express what I was wanting. And, I'd read the book of, Know Your Why. I'm a big time reader and a lover of all things personal growth. So there hadn't been a book I had read in regards to these things, but it was really, I was struggling with putting them in my own words and in my own paradigm of music. And so I reached out to her, and we had, you know, a couple of hour conversation. And really at first I was like, oh gosh, I don't know, but what I've come to discover, and what I've found out about myself, is really we afford anything we want to afford. And I just made the necessary adjustments in my own finances, and in order to pay for Fabiana and to pay for her amazing program. And I'm so glad that I did, because the women that I was in this group with are amazing women, and that goes without saying about Fabiana. But just having someone to really bounce things off of, but also have someone who can say, no, no, you need to rethink that. And I tend to be an all feet in, just jump in the water, don't test it to see if it's cold. I'm a leap before you look kind of person. And in a lot of ways that's served me really well, but in some ways it has not served me really well. And to have Fabiana go, Denise, you really might want to think about that, in her loving and kind way, but also in her way that she says, I'm your coach, damn it. You can't just go out and do that. You need to vet this stuff before me. That's what I'm here for. Has really been a great source of support, and a great sense of feeling supported, and a great and really kind of a great sense of peace, because it is a roller coaster ride when you decide to break out and do something like this. Since I started working with Fabiana, I did launch two things. I launched them a 5-day class, and then later a 3-day class, and both were big learning curves for sure. I would have to say that the thing that I've really been the most thrilled at is being able to verbalize, put it on paper, put it in a web page or landing page, and be able to talk about and express what it is I do to people. And I've been able to really think about the copy that goes out, and what I'm saying, and how it looks to other people, because a lot of it makes sense to me, but it might not make sense to a person who doesn't know what I know. And Fabiana and her team have been able to really help me vet that, have been able to help me make things more clear, and to get clarity even in my own wants and my own passions, and what really is important to me. Because, I can be a bit scattered, because I have a lot of interests. And I tell people this all the time. I tell my husband this, I should say, and I'm confessing to you, even though I can't see any of you, so I don't know who I'm confessing to. Fabiana, I'm going to confess this to you. I feel like sometimes I am a doer of a lot of things, and a specialist at nothing, because I feel like I have this huge, broad range of knowledge, and so in that I felt hard to narrow and focus. And Fabiana brought that focus to what it is that I really am a specialist at, if that makes sense. I hope that, does that make sense, Fabiana?
Yes,
See here.
absolutely, absolutely. And we have a comment here from Gwendolyn, says that's like most of us singers. So I hear it's resonating deeply with everyone who's listening. Thank you so much, Denise. I really appreciate
Yeah,
your kind thoughts. And,
sure.
this has been so wonderful to kind of share an example of, you have all these different buckets of expertise, right? You're a vocal instructor, first and foremost, right? That's your training. Everything is in voice performance, but you were able to bring in all your experience with these biohacking things and create a package Could you share a little bit more about like what it was like to get your first high ticket client, for example, what that process meant once
Yes.
you were able to package all of this and, sell a mid four figure coaching package?
Right. Yes. So the first thing that I did was I put out a 5-day biohack your voice. Well, I called it Healthy Voice Initiative actually. And it was 5 days. And um, out of that, I had a person say, you know what, I'm really not interested in the class called Biohack Your Voice, but I would love to work with you one on one. I'm just not much of a group. I'm not a group joiner. It's not in my personality and would love to do it. And I was stunned because I was not expecting it or prepared for that. I was prepared for people to move forward into the group coaching or the group class. And I just threw a figure out there and she was like, okay, that's perfect. And I was like, really? Is this a joke? Am I on candid camera? I mean, I just was really like, what? So I immediately like threw together kind of my thoughts after I got off the call with her and posted it into our our group chat. Hey, I just got this person who wants to coach with me. And thank God, Fabiana had already put up like a coaching contract. So I had something that I could use and stuck in her name and kind of filled it out the way that I wanted it to. And still was sort of like in shock. I couldn't believe she was going to do it and sent it to her. And she's been working with me ever since. And it's been amazing because it's taught me kind of the things that I really am good at helping people get off high and center and figure out how to get a project moving. She had a CD project and I helped her with that. And then we also have been really hacking her health. She's had some health issues. So it was really great. And so that was the first. And then the second one was not just a few weeks ago. And I learned from the first 5-day one that really I threw a lot of information at folks and that I really needed to kind of, and this was through also talking to the group and getting some advice from Fabiana, that really it needed to be less information, 3 days. And so I did the Healthy Voice Initiative. And one of the 5-day people from before said, I really want to do your 3-day because I missed, a day of your 5-day. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't really, he sort of annoyed me because he wanted to come back in the group, but I let him. And I'm glad I did because then he signed up for a coaching and then another person signed up for the coaching out of that. So now I have 3 individual coaching people and yeah, it's been kind of an amazing journey of finding out really more about me. And I'm at the age where I should know myself by now, but I am still learning. I'm still learning some things that I'm good at that didn't realize that I might be actually good at. And that's all been because, Fabiana's been really supportive and helpful. And I'll just tell you that I just came from a podcast. I wouldn't normally, dress up like this for you all, but I just came from a podcast launch party that I'm a co-hosting because I've written a book and that's all been during my time with Fabiana as well. And one thing I will say that you'll find out that I've discovered, and I'm not upset about it or sad about it, but I will tell you that it will blow your mind a little bit that your friends and family really want you to stay in your lane, and that don't be surprised that when you step out to do something amazing and you step out to do something that really elevates who you are, that you will find that people will be like, you're doing what are you doing? And they will be not so supportive and you'll be stunned by it because you'll think your friends will come to things and engage with you, but they probably won't. But when you have a coach and a cohort of people who are part of that and are also trying to do what you're doing, it's amazing the camaraderie and the friendship and the support that you'll get from the women and from Fabiana that are in this group that'll be like, you can do it. You can do anything. I can't wait to see what you bring. And you'll get your support from people who be like-minded, who are not satisfied with the commonplace of doing the same things over and over.